Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Kind of quiet in weather here the next several days. Really no blockbuster storm systems heading this way. Still remaining fairly cold for this time of the year. And we can start to look toward, well, opening day obviously tomorrow. And we can look at, start to look toward Thanksgiving also. Although that's still 9 days away. So there's still some room for some changes in the forecast there. Let's get to it, and thank you for joining me. This is the MLive Morning Weather Update, and we'll start off with the radar. We've had some snow in the southeast. Here in Frankenmuth, we had about an inch of snow. The grass is covered overnight. That snow has shifted on mostly to the south and east out of Michigan. Now areas of lake effect, lighter, more widespread around western lower, around the Grand Rapids area. Heavier up in the northwest corner, lower Michigan, Gaylord, Grayling, Kalkaska, Charlevoix, Mansalona, and then a little spotty lake effect right now across the UP. So let's look at what's going to happen on the radar forecast. And that lake effect, Amy Zetta wants to know, with El Nino getting stronger, do you think we'll have a white Christmas? That's really too early to tell exactly what day that warming starts to take a hold. If the El Nino does become strong, the post I wrote was just simply that in the last week or two, the temperatures have surged. They could back off a little bit. It doesn't look like they're going to with all the warmth below the surface, but you know, it's one of those deals where you can't say, well, it'll take over. Let's look at the calendar and it'll take over on this day. It's just kind of a general thing. Are we ever going to get warmer and drier? And you will have a chance to get your leaves, but once it presents itself, you better go for it. Okay, now this is 10 o'clock this morning, and this is 11 o'clock and noon. Into the afternoon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what you have basically is just some spotty areas of lake effect. Okay. Michael Ronaldo II wants to know, what does next week look like? More snow? Not right now. It looks pretty quiet. We'll get into that here in a second. Okay, so here's your total snowfall. This is the snow that's already fallen, but this is new, fresh snow. So you got some pockets of 2 to 5 inches. Kalkaska, Antrim County, maybe Grand Traverse, maybe Otsego County. You also have a pocket of some lake effect snow, Van Buren, Allegan. So if you're making that trip to Chicago and you don't want to deal with the snow just yet, I'd take the southern route. I always like dropping down to 80 and over. It's a little bit out of the way sometimes, but it just keeps you moving and doesn't get you into the snow. Here is a model, and we'll go through the next week or so, okay? So here we are today. Let's go to opening morning. Dry conditions other than a flurry. Not much wind, with wind out of the, I'd call it the northwest in most areas. Good morning, Rebecca Smith, and you are welcome, Michael Ronaldo. Here we go with your question about next week. Now, another one of these things that comes from the south, and this is Thursday night, middle of the night, and this one again a little farther to the east. Okay, so but it brings that light snow back into Detroit and the Thumb, probably less than what we had in this time, and we'll call this snow a 1 to 2 incher. So I'd call that a half incher. Sharon Hutchinson, is the snow going to stay? I don't think so. I think we're going to have some warm up. Not robust, not like 60s and 70s, but I think we'll get some 40s and it'll take the snow away. Okay, so now we're into the weekend. We're into Saturday, and what's happening here is a cold front is dropping south, and then a new northerly wind. Donna, we're almost to Sunday. Snow or high winds on Sunday in Ann Arbor? Okay, we're at noon on Sunday. that cold front coming through, this brings some snow showers. This isn't the kind of thing coming from the north that brings a lot of snow. And high winds, no, brisk winds out of the north, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So I don't know what you call high. I wouldn't call that high. All right, and then we go into next week, okay? So we're into Monday. And this would be the first day in a while that we've had a southerly wind. Okay, so Albion got solid 3, maybe 4 inches of snow. Okay, so we were talking 1 to 2, and it sounds like a pocket maybe got a 1/3 inch. Okay, now we're into Wednesday, so this is the day before Thanksgiving. And another one of these little Alberta Clippers type systems could be dropping through. It's a little bit early for that, and this is Wednesday afternoon. That's a decent traveling pattern, and this is Thanksgiving Day, and look at that. That's Thanksgiving, and pretty quiet across the country. Maybe a storm trying to form in the south, but that's a pretty good pattern there. Let's see. Helen Randall wants to know, Indian summer. No, I wouldn't say there's a classic Indian summer pattern coming. When I think of Indian summer, I think of 60s and warmth. Don't see it just yet. Don't cover the Upper Peninsula. You should see how much snow they have there. Try to cover the Upper Peninsula, but we focus on the Lower Peninsula and can't spread it out too much. Martin's going to Maui to golf. That's a good idea. So, there you have it. Today, things have quieted down except for the patches of lake effect snow, western lower, and in the UP, 2 to 5 inches in isolated areas there. But otherwise, driving conditions will be improving across lower Michigan, and fairly quiet weather coming up the next week, but still on the cold side. All right, there you go. Thanks for joining me. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Tuesday.